Nick Wilson with Dan Brownlee after the home defeat to Merthyr, and Dan, for about 3/4 of that game, looked like a game plan well executed. There must be quite a level of frustration that you've not managed to see it through.
Yeah, there is. I thought I've just said in there. There's times where you can play well and still get beaten at this level, and today I think is one of those occasions. I think you're right with your assessment. I think for 3/4 of the game we've done really well, and like I say, we changed a fair bit up today. Like a change in shape as drastic as that can be difficult to adjust to. But to be fair to the boys, particularly the lads that started, they adjusted to it really well and were patient and read the game, and we got our rewards from it. But it's a sloppy goal to concede, and we should be doing better in that moment. I mean, it's a pop shot from 25 yards out, and it's travelled a long way. I still feel like we should be keeping that out of our net. So that's a disappointing one. And more so though is our reaction probably 10 minutes after that. Just the game became a little frantic, and I think at that moment it needed someone just to put their foot on the ball and calm measures down a little bit, or at least play in their half. And I've said that on a few occasions, but to be fair, I mean, the scoreline is not a reflection of the game. Obviously they go 3-1 up whilst we're chasing the second, and that sometimes happens. But for the large part of the game, I thought we've competed really well, we've played well. I don't think anyone that was here tonight could claim otherwise. And it's just, yeah, it's a gutting one, because we've had two poor performances. Winchester, definitely, that was a poor performance. Hendon, I think big moments categorised that game, and you could argue that's a poor performance. Today's a massive leap forward in terms of performance levels, but just still need to be that little bit more clinical. But we've come up against a good side, no doubt about it. But I feel disappointed that we've not come away with at least something.
Were you pleased with the effect that the change of shape had?
Yeah, it was a big gamble actually. We've conceded a lot of goals. Obviously, you're still looking at it, we've conceded 3 today, so you could argue that it's not worked. But again, for that 75 minutes, I thought we were really effective in dealing with their main threats, which we knew about, and we were patient in picking up the ball. And over turnover, we looked really, really dangerous. And we've had a goal scraped off an offside decision. We've had a penalty claim waved away. So we've created chances, even though we've changed the shape. And there's a few boys up there like Jim, who I thought did really well up top, led the line really well, and he's not played in God knows how long. So there's been some good performances out there, no doubt about it. But yeah, the change in shape, it worked, and it was a gamble, but it certainly achieved what we wanted it to achieve. But then you lose that goal, and they get a second through a great bit of play. Like it's a cracking finish. All their goals were decent strikes out of the area, and sometimes you have to sit back and go, it's a decent strike. But even in those moments, I'd like us to be a little bit tighter. But yeah, it's a good indication that we can change shape when we need to. But yeah, we still need to be that little bit tighter.
A penalty claim you mentioned came at a crucial time with the score at 2-1. What was your view of the decision then?
I mean, it looked clear as day to me, but I mean, there wasn't too many complaints from our side, but maybe that was just because we were getting on with it. I don't know. I've not spoken to Paul about it. It looks like the keeper made contact with him, and he's been brought down, but I'm too far away to make a real judgment for him, so I'll have to trust the referee on that one. So yeah, I don't know, but you've definitely seen them given, I think is the phrase.
Looking forward now, there's an FA Trophy tie coming on Saturday. It's aside from step 4 a good opportunity to get things back on track.
Yeah, I guess on the face of it, as paper would have it, yeah, I think that's certainly the case. I think based on just level alone, we go into it as favourites, but as we found out to our detriment over at Stoneham, that doesn't always play as you might see it. It can sometimes be a bit of a, it can be weaponised against you in that, okay, you're playing a higher level and you go toe to toe with them and give it a go. It's ours to lose, it's theirs to gain. So in that, it becomes a slightly more complicated fixture. But as I've said today, it's a bit of respite from the league, because we've had a really tough week. You know, it's 3 losses on a bounce, and it feels over dramatised with certainly that group, but probably the supporters as well. In that, I mean, God knows how long, but I don't know how long we've got to look back when we lost 3 games in a row. Like, this club isn't used to losing in recent history, so it does feel worse probably in the moment. So we've got to have a bit of a level head with it. The group are hurting, there's no doubt about that. They're a bit deflated in there, but we'll do everything we can on Thursday to pick some heads up and have a really good run at this FA Trophy game. And we're not expected to win the competition, I think that's clear to say. But like the FA Cup, you want to go out at a moment where you know you're well beaten and you've given it your everything, and hopefully we can pick up a few nice ties along the way. But we've got to get the job done on Saturday first, and that's not going to be an easy thing.
you're expecting to have more players back for that game, missing Ben Cook again today after being injured on Saturday.
Yeah, we've been unlucky with injuries. Obviously, we're missing Reedy, who is pivotal to the way we've been playing last year. I mean, anyone that loses Reedy in their squad is going to be damaged for it. Obviously, the skipper's been out for some time, and Ashley Artwell's missing, and Cookie's missing. So we look at those 4 players particularly, like they're 4 of our probably. They've certainly been the upper echelons of your better players. So, yeah, we're in a struggling moment body-wise, and even recruitment. I make no secret about it. We are actively trying to recruit. Easier said than done with the complications of 7-day systems and stuff. You have to be patient, and there is a limitation, shall we say, financially that we have to kind of box clever with it. But that's for me to worry about, and we'll keep fighting that battle. But Cookie, I personally, I don't think he's going to make Saturday. He might tell you differently. Reedy's certainly not going to make Saturday. Donny could be the one where we might see him on the bench, which will be a massive lift for the boys. But yeah, in terms of other bodies, yeah, we might be same as tonight.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you, Nick.